He's been texting me and saying it all week. 2 up, 3 to go. That means 2 games over 500, 3 weeks left to go in the battle-filled 2024 NFL regular season. Adam Chernoff joining us from Right Angle Sports. We'll get to your best bet at the end. I'm fascinated by these Saturday games. So many storylines, so many betting angles, and so many questions, man. I'm going to just kind of give you the baton and let you go. Kansas City with Mahomes. Does he play? Is he effective? Who knows? And then Pittsburgh at Baltimore. What's up with Pickens? What's up with Watt? How do you assess these games as they currently sit on a Wednesday?
It's tough to do it on a Wednesday morning in terms of does Mahomes play or not. Everything at the moment suggests on the latest reports that he will. It was unusual to see the early market have sort of that big of a gaffe as we think about Houston was touching 3 at some places on Monday. And Mahomes has a history of playing through these injuries. It'll be fully dependent on whether or not he wants to go. And he said he wants to go because if they get the 1 seed, he's going to have extra time to rest at the end of the season during the bye week. So that's kind of the status now. He's been rehabbing in the building for 12 hours a day since the injury on Sunday. So he's kind of who he is. They also get back Hollywood Brown in this game as he is expected to go, and that could really open up things for the offense too. So as we look at this game, it was 4 before the injury. It's now sitting 3. I think that's fair given everything we've heard from him and everything we should be expecting from the Chiefs and just how much the Texans offense has struggled out of the bye, pre-bye. It's been ugly for several weeks in a row, and I think it's a fair number where it sits right now.
As for Pittsburgh and Baltimore, how much is T.J. Watt worth? I've heard some bookmakers say 1.5, 2. It's hard to quantify a guy like that. And then Pickens, do you think he goes for Pittsburgh?
So this is the more impactful game now as it stands. Obviously, Mahomes pre-news was huge, but this now is the big story. So TJ Watt, what is he worth? I think the 1.5 is real. I think with the history we have seen him on and off the field, it's been drastic. And we saw him miss extended time 2 seasons ago. The Steelers defense was about 7 points worse per game, was about 5% worse in success rate. They gave up about 65 yards more, and pressure and blitz rate fell off of the chart, as well as sacks. He's a very impactful player on the defense for the Steelers and has been. Now, George Pickens recently, since Russ took over, has accounted for more than half of the explosive yards, and Pittsburgh is living and dying off of the explosive pass play. We saw what the offense looked like without him last week. I know it was a good defense, but man, Sam, like that was a completely different defense that was just so restricted in what they were able to do. So I think that value for Pickens is becoming increasingly more valuable as well as this season goes on. Steelers insider says he thinks both will play as of Wednesday morning, earlier today. I don't know what to think because we've seen injury services mislabel Pickens already this week. There's videos of him moving around. Watt's dealing with the low ankle injury. If both of these guys miss, this is going to get to 7. If both of them play, I think we're going to see this 5.5, 6. But very important status for both of them around the key number in this one.
I'm picturing Mike Craig with binoculars just peering into the Steelers practice, is he moving? He's moving. Like, it's ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, Kirk Cousins has been atrocious this year. And they finally make the move. They go to Michael Penix, who they drafted in the first round as we move to Sunday on the Odds Logic screen. You bet some over 40.5, I believe, this morning. Good number by you. Now 42 on the total. And some bites on the apple against Atlanta going to the new quarterback, rookie Michael Penix.
So I think that the bite against the Falcons is a little bit misleading. I'll talk about that in a second. In terms of Penix and what he brings to this offense and Cousins, Bill Barnwell had a great article and kind of summed it up well. On Monday night against the Raiders, the Falcons had 23 first down plays. They ran the football 22 times on first down. They're coaching around Cousins and have been. He's got an arm injury. His Achilles and leg looks way worse than anybody could have expected it to. They needed to make the switch. And so now they do. Penix should be an upgrade just by virtue of he's a quarterback in the pocket that can move and is going to be willing to push the ball downfield to these playmakers. So I think that's a positive for the Falcons. Here's where this point spread gets interesting. I saw a tweet today that was trying to identify how much the move was worth. with the change at quarterback, and it was estimated to be about a point, and there was a lot of talk about it. But what's, I think, being missed in this is the Giants had a QB change too. So Locke is going to play. So this number got bumped up. But Sam, here's the question. The New York Giants coming into this game and into this week have been the lowest power rated team, or if they finished with this rating, they would be the lowest power rated team at the end of the season of any team the last 3 seasons. That is worse than what the Panthers were last year. It is worse than what the Texans were 2 years ago. And it's not by a slim margin. It's by about 1.5 points. So there's a bigger question here in this game beyond just a QB switch for Atlanta of, are we putting the Giants with Drew Lock starting as the worst football team that we have seen in the NFL the last 3 seasons? Like, I don't know if I can get there. And so I think there's some noise in this number when we're looking at, like, what is Cousins to Penix worth? And it goes beyond that because the Giants switch QBs again. And there's this kind of like big question about the rating. Very messy point spread in this game. I don't think it is as simplistic as it's being made out to be on Twitter.
12-10 with your best bets this year on Chicken Dinner. You are going to give us something in 109-110, Arizona, Carolina. Fire.
Yeah, there was debate about this because this is a very tough week. Everything's really, really tight. And this is arguably like at the absolute edge of what you can play. So Arizona, Carolina over 47. This is a big number for both teams, but Arizona is going to be able to run. They're going to get zone defense, which Kyler Murray has been way better against in man. This is the Cardinals playing a team that isn't the Vikings or Seahawks, which has really skewed their numbers the last month, playing those teams in 3 combined games. We saw what they looked like against the Pats last week. They hung 30 pretty comfortably. And so I think there's high expectation for them in this game. And then on the other side, Carolina, I mean, they played the Chiefs. They've played the Cowboys, pass rush. The schedule that they have faced of opposing defenses the last few weeks has been brutal. And they're not going to be tested by this Cardinals defense, which has just struggled all season and has a couple linebackers banged up as well. So I think both of these offenses show well. It is a higher total for both of these teams, but Carolina keeps finding ways to get teams over. I just got to go with the over here at 47 cents.
We will not do a show together on Christmas Day, unfortunately, but I hear that you may have a little something up your sleeve, maybe Monday or Tuesday.
I don't know what that's hinting at, so I'm going to have to find something to put up my sleeve for Monday or Tuesday.
You told me you were going to send a video.
I didn't know that was like a special thing. I'll be sending a video. It won't be as entertaining for the folks as this with the electric back and forth that we have, but there'll be something to keep everybody going. As you said at the top, 2 up with 3 to play. Hopefully we get the magic number this week, and then we have 2 weeks to maybe pad some numbers.
If you send this video with a foot-long Oreo cookie sandwich, the internet...
I don't even know if we have those here. I'm going to have to look. I'm going to look today and see if there is. I'll try and make something happen.
Thanks for your time, buddy.
Thanks, Sam. Enjoy the week.